Hey guys, Mark here. I hope you're doing well. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a grommet. A grommet is basically a continuous loop or ring made out of a rope. These serve a variety of uses, for example for reinforcing objects, for hanging things off of them, or you could even use one as a bracelet. They are fairly easy to make, and there are various techniques that you can use. The one that I'm about to show you is quite commonly used. It is effective, fast, and fun. With that said, let's get into it. The first step in making a grommet is to see what size you want. After you know the approximate size, you take a piece of rope and you basically assess 3 times the size of the grommet. So as you can see, I made 3 coils. So this is 3 times the size plus a bit extra, maybe half a foot to a foot. This extra is going to be for finishing the grommet. After you have your rope cut, we begin unraveling it. As you can see, we have 3-stranded rope. So this piece of rope is going to produce 3 grommets. So unravel the entire piece. After unlaying your piece of rope, fold it in half and form the basic size for your grommet. So something like this. I'm going to start with the top right strand and I'm going to relay it into my grommet. I start this by first tensioning up my top right strand, then placing it back into my rope. And again, it is important that you tension up or tighten up your strand, then place it back into your rope. So that's all I'm doing, twisting away from me and placing my rope back in. I have now reached the other end. They now lay parallel at some point. I'm going to take the other end now, so the other strand, and I'm again going to tighten it up, then relay it into the grommet. Now it is important that you realize that this is 3-stranded rope. So this second strand that I'm relaying back into the grommet is going to twist and always pass at the 3rd position in our strands. So this is the strand now. It passes past these 2 and then into the third position here. Let me show you this again. So the strand is here, I tighten it up, and then it's going to pass past these two and come to the third position. And again we start here, past these two, when I'm relaying, and to the third position. And if you're doing this tightly, you should get a fairly nice look for your grommet. Now at some point, your two ends are going to meet up. At this point, we tie a half knot. So we cross them and we pass one strand through the opening like this and tighten up. And this gives us a fairly uniform look. Now the next step is to take one of the strands and effectively splice it into the grommet. To do this, we pass over one, under one. So over one of the strands in the rope, then under one. And you do the exact same thing with the other end. So over one of the strands, then under one. And with this, our basic grommet is complete. Now, the splice that I did here isn't terribly secure, but it does its job in most cases. If you need it to be more secure, you continue your tucks over under, but in many cases this bulks up the splice a little bit too much. Now you can instead split your strand a little bit and taper off your splice by effectively continuing with only 2/3 over under and then again taper it off by only using one of the strands, going over under. And this is a more secure way of finishing the grommet. But as I've mentioned, in most of my grommets, I'm going to do one tuck over under, then trim the two ends. And with that, you have a rope grommet. So guys, this is it for this project, the rope grommet. Now just for fun, I made a smaller version using smaller cord in order to make a ring. So guys, now you don't have any excuses not to propose. In any case, thank you very much for joining me in this tutorial. I really appreciate it. Thank you and see you next time.